don't have anything ready. It's so bad. What is up, everybody? Why the fuck am I opening up the Disney Plus app? I hate everything. What is up, everybody? We are back. MuseMe TV, episode 153. That was an awful stop. We're here hanging out. We got Matt in the studio. What is up, Matt?
Hello, guys.
Hello. It's on there. Dope. Never prepared. Always late to the party. Yeah, there he is, Matt Livingston. What is up, man?
Nothing much. We're in another lockdown again.
Another lockdown.
Yeah.
I think we are like one of few states that are doing it. Cities especially.
Really?
Yeah, it's not nationwide.
I thought it was nationwide. I know California, I read something about like they're implementing
California
a curfew.
Yeah. A lot of like New York, big city states, just states like that. Because I don't think they have a lockdown going on in Arizona right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I know the reservation, like in Arizona, the Navajo reservation, they have a lockdown.
Oh, that shit's going down still.
But they're auto-governed. You know what I mean? They're a sovereign nation. They're separate from Arizona. I was
surprised when I actually work with somebody that is from the Pueblo, and they were telling me about those stories too, where they're just like, oh, it's actually locked down. You have to get screened in and out going.
Oh, no way. That crazy?
So I was like, that's crazy. More at the start. I don't know if it's still like that right now.
It probably is.
But more at the start, I was pretty surprised. I was just like, dang, that's crazy if they still do that.
I wonder if I could get in. You know what I mean? I'm not Pueblo, but I have maybe some Pueblo features. They're like, yeah, you can get in. Like, I don't know if it's that strict.
I don't know. See, I don't think it would be in that sense either. I think it's more when like a white person or like a Mexican or a black person goes into the reservation, then they're just like all, yeah, come on in, sure. We'll be a little bit weary, or just like it's always weird because I wanted to write a joke somewhere around like, going to a Navajo reservation is kind of like going into a ghost town, but yet they still see you as the ghost.
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
You're the scary one. Like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing here? We never see him here. Something like that in that sense. But
that'd be funny if you were someone's doppelganger there. They're like, hey, is that Richard?
Oh,
yeah. Well, shouldn't you be at work?
Do you believe that? Do you believe that everyone in the world might have an exact opposite of them, but maybe in a different race? So there's a black person that looks exactly like you, same features, everything, but he's just black.
Well, like for me, I have like a lot of Asian features, so people think I'm Korean. But I've had like some doppelgangers, you know, people who are similar to me. Like someone come up to me, a friend, be like, "Oh, I thought I seen you at Walmart. There's some guy that looks like you," and apparently there are a bunch of people that look like me. Do you believe you have a different doppelganger, like different races?
I believe there might be something like that, but I don't know. I can never be too sure. I had an ex-girlfriend who her mom used to always say that I look like the pharaoh Akhenaten. Do you know who Akhenaten pharaoh is?
No, who is that?
He was an Egyptian pharaoh, at a weird time when they were going through like a weird transition about like different gods and the way they believe in them and stuff. Yeah. And Akhenaten, supposedly, I look like this guy, so it was so weird.
That's pretty dope. Was she turned on by it? She's like, oh,
my daughter's dating Akhenaten. So yeah, I look like this guy. God damn, it's so weird.
Is there a picture of him? Oh yeah, that's totally you. But you got a bigger dick.
Oh
sure,
man, this is dude. This is so crazy. That alien head. Come on, what the hell is she saying? What was she thinking?
I see a resemblance for sure. You look like that pharaoh, but you have a 6-pack. Look at that. Like he's got.
I think they just carved it in that image to make him look bad. I mean, he probably was ripped. I imagine this pharaoh was ripped. I don't know what that is. I don't know where they did with that.
It's Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
It's pre-Baby Yoda in there for sure.
I saw a damn meme where it showed Baby Yoda without his like sweater or whatever he has on,
Yeah.
and he's like ripped, this skinny ripped guy. I was like, what the hell is that really a thing?
I remember I was talking to one of my friends. He was like, "Yeah, we get stoned. We talk about weird shit." And he was saying like, what color is Yoda's? What color is his dick?" You know what I mean? I'm like, probably it's his skin tone. You know, he's got a green dick.
I think it'd probably be a little bit darker, like it'd be a darker green,
A different gradient.
Yeah.
That goes on there. Yeah.
like a forest green or something like that. That's what I think his dick might look like. I think that's hilarious though. What's up, Gabe? Thank you for joining. We're here hanging out. Just have a chatter in the comment section,
Nice.
chilling out.
Was Gabe a guest on here before?
He actually hasn't been yet,
Oh.
but I know him and I've wanted him to come on a few times. He's still a little weary. He's just like,
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
What will I say? What if I say something that I don't want to say?
That's true. You can't take it back. Like this is on the, you know what I mean? This is on the interweb, and it's like,
And it's live.
yeah, it's live. You could ruin your career saying the wrong shit on here. Yeah.
I mean, but that's the point of being an honest and truthful person, right?
That is true. Yeah, I totally agree with you. You know what I mean? It's just like, especially when, we do stand-up comedy. It's like one of those things where, I'm pretty sure people can deduce what is, sardonic or, humorous. Good nature. You know what I mean? Just some people just take it too far. We're like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
And again, there's so many tasteful ways to do that, though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you can find the actual funny way to make something sound funny.
Oh yeah,
people
yeah.
can-
I totally agree. Yeah.
People can do that, but and you don't know. It's something that just it's weird. I don't know. I'm not. It's a practice still that I still need to get going, but we can't obviously with the whole lockdown thing
Yeah.
going on. I mean.
And then sometimes you ever gauge people, like when you meet new people, you kind of like see what you can get away with and what you can't, just to see what their temperament is like. Because me, I'm a I have dark comment. I have to talk about dark shit. So when I talk with people and I figure like, oh, this is like my other part of my personality is too dark for these guys, so I'm not gonna go there. So I keep it PG, professional. But there's some people where they bring it up. You know what I mean? They take it far. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I know I can talk with this person now. You know what I mean? And then we exchange and we have jokes.
Okay.
But do you ever do that? Gauge people what you can get away with or what not? Or
That is kind of the case too sometimes where you're just like, oh man, I wonder if I can get away with this joke or not. And because there's been some times where hold on, Guacamole 115, what is up, man? Thank you for joining. Hello. And Geraldine, thank you as well. Thank you for joining. We've got some people in the comments
dope.
just hanging out. Thank you guys. Well,
That's a medicinal name too. Geraldine.
Yeah.
Geraldine.
that's like old lady name.
Geraldine. That's 2 syllables. You lose weight saying that name.
That's a lot of people though. Like
Yeah.
Your name is technically Matthew, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then Angel, on hell, whatever. Guacamole. I mean, Gabriel.
Yeah. I wonder what her nickname is. Do you think they call it Jerry? Gerald?
Geraldine. Do you have a nickname? Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah.
Let us know. And
G-Dog. It's probably G-Dog.
She's laughing. Says she's not old. Of course you're not old. Your name is old. That's the only thing that's old.
I would yell Geraldine in sex. Like, yeah, Geraldine. Give it to me, Geraldine. Give it to me, G-Dog.
Guacamole, I would give it to you too.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't want to exclude everybody from here.
I'm coming, guacamole.
I love it.
I love it, guacamole.
That's hilarious. Oh man. So, anyways, gauging different people when you're at a comedy show and stuff.
Yeah.
There's been some times where I've done this joke where it's a binary. I want to be the first binary code rapper. So I rap in ones and zeros.
Yeah.
So I do this whole blah 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 thing, blah blah 1 0 1 1 0 0 1, and then at the end I'm like, oh, I get you guys. Got to be careful because we actually said the N word. Got to be careful.
Yeah.
We actually used a soft 1, not a hard 0, so we're okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little play on words thing. But there, when I first did it, there was a host. I don't know if you've ever met him, Royal.
Oh yeah, Royal Wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually really cool,
Yeah.
and he loves a joke.
Yeah.
He laughs and does all this. Like he's totally cool. So I feel like okay,
Give him confidence. Yeah. I can say that.
and
Yeah.
he's a black guy.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, he
Yeah.
likes it. So I can say it if I see other black people because they might laugh at it too.
Yeah.
No, it's not as funny.
Oh.
So it's again feeling out the crowd and kind of how it's done, I guess, as well too. Because if I made Royal laugh, he's not the different he's a different kind of person. He's his own kind of guy. He's got his own ideas in comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's got his own aspects of it. If somebody else doesn't find that tasteful or funny, there's one time where I saw this lady in the crowd. I'm pretty sure she was a Mexican. She just shook her head when I said the punchline.
Did you see that? Like your peripheral, like oh shit.
I was just like, you guys got to be careful because I used a soft 1, not a hard 0, and then she's just like,
oh wow.
and I'm just like I'm nervous. I'm so nervous already. I have these big anxieties and stuff. But then I'm just like, well, I gotta just go with it. Whatever it happened. If you didn't like it, then maybe I need to work on the joke a little bit better, or maybe it just wasn't for that crowd because, like you said, feeling out the audience. Like you never know if you can try out a new joke or what the joke's gonna be like.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. Yeah.
It's a touchy thing.
I've had some jokes where people like laugh, and then some jokes where people are just quiet. And I'm just like, what did I do wrong? And I hate that going home. Like, well, what did I do wrong?
Like the same jokes.
Yeah, the same joke.
Yeah.
It's like I'll get a huge reaction, and it's a big confidence boost. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then I say it in another, another open mic, and then like everybody's quiet, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What went wrong this time?
And that's crazy to think about too, because I've dealt with those kind of scenarios too, where it's just like when comedy was going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there was an open mic every night.
Yeah.
Monday I was like, yeah, I killed, I did so good, and then Tuesday I kind of did almost the exact same thing, and it was nothing. It didn't hit as well. It's just like, wow, I get comedy. It's just really depends on how you draw in the crowd and how you do good work.
That's true. That is true. There was one time, I think it was like my second time ever doing stand-up, and I remember I did it at Maloney's. Remember the little room? Is it Maloney's? I don't know, the one in Central. The green bar. Usually Cat Savage used to host that.
See, that's the thing. I think I started a little bit when you...
when I took my exit,
yeah.
School, yeah. When I was doing that, and then I was so nervous. Normally, I control my body. You know what I mean? But I was so nervous, I was shaking the mic uncontrollably, like right in front of me. It was just shaking. I couldn't stop it. You know what I mean? It was just weird. Like, just took over, and I just totally gave up. I was just like, all right, that's my time tonight. And I think I only did like 4 jokes, but I just got so nervous, my hand was shaking with the mic. I can't explain to this day. I was like, I don't know what happened. It was so weird. I don't know.
Gabe said that the place was called O'Neill's.
Yeah, O'Neill's. Yeah.
That's a dope spot.
That's a cool spot, yeah.
I don't know. Let's hopefully stuff starts getting ramped up and we can actually do some comedy. Because, I mean...
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's closed.
Yeah,
everything's closed. Yeah. Okay, here's... okay.
So, so as you as a comedian, like, obviously you do it, I mean, your livelihood. But, some of it, a lot of people like the spotlight. Do you like the spotlight?
Hell yeah. That's why I do all the things I do is because I want to be famous.
Nice.
That's like the main goal is like why I play guitar, why I do stand up, why I do magic. I don't know if you've ever seen me do magic.
You told me to do magic. You play guitar. You do stand up. Like, I mean, you're very talented.
And a Twitch streamer. I try to stream on Twitch as much as I can.
And then some of it, it alludes to, like we want to attract the opposite sex, of course.
Yeah.
So do you get a lot of that?
To be fair, it depends on the situation on hand. Like right now during lockdown, it's not the easiest because being able to ask like new women like, hey, I like you and I think we should hang out, it's as not as cool or weird than in person. I'm having this problem right now. I've talked about this before too, but there's this girl that I like, and we've met once or twice at a Comic-Con before, and we kind of like hit it off. I thought we hit it off, like, But I guess
When you say you hit it off, like, what did you guys do? Did you guys talk about comics, or did you meet? How did you meet her?
She was actually she had her own booth because she was a gamer streamer girl.
Oh, so is she famous?
She's like locally semi-famous.
So you said locally, like
Yeah.
United States?
Here in New Mexico.
Oh, okay, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mermaid or Mermalade, her name is her
Oh.
Twitch username and stuff. But her name's Ashley. She's cool though.
Okay.
So I talked to her at her booth, and she seems like very nice. Again, I don't want to say we talked a very long time, but we talked enough that I felt like, hey, this is cool. Maybe I can hit her up or something. Talk later. I honestly never talked to her or hit her up because she was married.
She was married. Oh, okay.
Yes.
This makes it more interesting. Okay.
So I was like, there's.
So was her husband there while you guys were talking?
No, I guess this was quite a while ago, but they'd like been divorced, and she's single now. And she's been single for a while.
Okay.
And like now I'm trying the whole like, hey, I like you. The whole thing is on Instagram though. Like, there's no real like.
So was she dressed up, and you were dressed up in costumes?
Not really. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that day. I don't think I was dressed up at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know really how I can really go past that barrier for not being a creep, because I don't think she remembers me. I probably didn't leave that great of an impression.
Yeah.
But I think she would like me, or at least befriend me if she knew a little bit more about me. But again, if you're a girl and this random person on Instagram was just like, oh, hey, how's it going? My name's Angel, and I think you're super cute, and I would like to talk to you more. Yeah. It's already kind of weird, especially if they don't know the person.
Yeah, and then obviously, like, from your voice and where you're explaining things, you obviously, you like her. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, that's a weird...
I fucked up.
It's a weird thing. Like, it's still not too late. I mean, you could just tell her, like, hey, you should have her as a guest. I mean, hit her up. Like, hey, I do Muse TV, and hit her up, do guesting. I don't know.
It's I don't know. It's a weird situation right now.
Like, for me, like for the opposite sex, like,
you're a film star, dude. You just tell them, yeah, I'm ready to do a porno.
I wish it was that easy. Like for me, it's weird. Like, women are weird, bro. Like, women are so weird. It's weird because I had this girl. I would always go to Savers because I collect, cassette tapes, VHS tapes, vinyl, find clothes there. And this girl would always talk to me. She'd be like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Oh, what is this movie about?
A worker?
Yeah, a worker. When I go to the register, and she would always like talk to me, and I'm like. And I would think, like, I'm oblivious to it. It's one of those things where I'm like, does she like me, or does she not? She's just doing her job. It was that stripper kind of thing, I was like, she should just be nice doing her job. But every time I kept going to her register, like, it would be random. Like, she wouldn't help me, but one day she would. But she would always talk to me. And then she would be like, oh, yeah, you on Instagram? I was like, yeah. And I was just thinking, I think this girl digs me. But then, so I add her on Instagram, and then, like, I start a message, and she'll just leave me unseen and never respond back.
Yeah, see, she thinks you're a creep.
Yeah, and it's just like...
That's how it is.
But it's so weird. So I didn't even know what that was. It was like, why is she, like, talking to me, and then she just leaves me, unseen?
Well, technically, we don't really know the exact answer. Like, maybe they are going through something, or I don't know exactly. Yeah, but in this scenario, it kind of feels like the same thing, where you're just like, hey, I want to get to know you better, and I'll try through messaging, which is like the norm nowadays.
Yeah.
But you don't message me back or don't say anything.
And one of those things too, have you ever heard the term simp?
Yeah.
And it's like, and there's a lot of simps out there, guys that, like, they get suckered in, I shouldn't say suckered in, but, a lot of girls that have an influence on them.
Yeah. I would kind of say, like, more like female dominance.
Yeah. So they suck people in. And I've had people do that to me on social media. I had a girl hit me up on Facebook, talk to me for like 2 days. And I was like, oh, this chick's digging me, and she's cool. Then later on, she finally hit me with it. Oh, I'm selling these, organic, health products and this and that here locally in Albuquerque. And I was just like, she's just trying to sell me some. And then I had another person talk to me like that, hit me up randomly.
Food stamp, what's up, man?
On Instagram, and she was like, oh, this is my OnlyFans and stuff. And I'm like, like, I don't know, but it's it's hard for guys. You know what I mean, it's just hard for guys. But one thing that's crazy for me is I attract guys. I attract gay men. And it's like, I don't know what it is, how I attract gay men. And I'm just like, it's like, do I have feminine features? I don't know what it is, but like I attract so many gay men. And it's to the point where I'm like, I wish I was gay. I was like, I'd be getting so much ass. Like literally, if I was a gay man, you know what I mean?
But you're just not feeling it.
Yeah, and it's weird because, and then it's funny because gay men are so transparent. You know what I mean? They're like, there's just, like my experience with gay men is just like, they're not afraid to tell you anything. You know what I mean? I've had a guy like, hey, I'll suck your dick. And I'm like, all right, Walmart employee, that's really cool. I wish I was gay, but I'm not. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that they're comfortable with, though. It's like their sexuality.
Yeah.
Like, I guess to an extent, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's still something that they, well, not as recently, but back then, I mean, even maybe like 5 years ago, it's still something like, I might get beat up for it or might even get hurt for it. But now, I mean, I think it's more accepted to the point where they're just like, yeah, I like taking it in the butt or some weird thing,
And it's one of those things too where like sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I was bisexual. You know what I mean? I'd be greedy. You know the street term greedy?
Oh god.
Yeah, you just wouldn't that be so awesome? Just like if I was bisexual, if I like guys and girls. And believe me, I experimented. I don't like guys. This is just I'm not turned on by guys, but I wish I was turned on by guys. Wouldn't that be so awesome? Like I would have so many options, guys and girls. You know what I mean? And it'd be one of those things where like
it's something that, well, I don't know. That's the whole point of like more variety in the sex genres and stuff now too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, but if you find a very amazing transgender woman, I mean, with almost everything complete, like the boobs, the Mr. Junior chopped off, turned into Sally,
One of those things too is like I'm single right now, but it's one of those things where like I go home and I'm just like, hey, life's not so bad. There's like bisexual people out there that are not getting laid
At all.
Yeah, the odds, me and them like.
Oh, I have a friend. He was on the podcast recently.
Yeah.
His name is Evan Millette. Have you ever met him? He's a comedian as well.
Oh no shit! No, I haven't met Evan.
Yeah, he's a gay Mormon.
Oh, I remember you telling me this story.
Yeah, and
gay Mormon.
That's crazy in itself because he still wholeheartedly believes in the Mormon religion. Like, man, he doesn't want to be gay, but he kind of feels it. It's something he feels. He probably is gay, but
do you think he finds John Smith attractive?
He finds Tyler Lovely attractive.
Tyler Lovely? Who's Tyler Lovely?
He's another local comedian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did Tyler ever respond?
Yeah. They kind of don't talk about it, but they make fun of him, and we'll be like at the end of a comedy show, like all doing a circle and just chilling out, talking and stuff like that. And there will be some times where Evan just mentions it, where he's just like, I would totally let you take it or let me take it in the butt or something like that. And Tyler's just like, whoa, man. I'm humbled, but I don't, no. Shit like that. And he's cool about it, he's not like a homophobe or anything. He's not getting all pissed off or anything, which is really a big thing on Tyler's part too, because he's, as far as I know, he's not gay.
Yeah.
But he's super nice about Evan being into him and him being gay. And that's the coolest thing ever. Like,
oh, yeah, definitely.
No real problems about it. And again, in this life, it's pretty much whatever, right? I mean, I feel like if you're comfortable with what you do, how you do it, whoever you do it, that's cool. But I'm a little more on the opposite end of like being hated on because I maybe misgender or mispronoun.
Oh yeah,
something simple
totally
like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't know, especially how long this is going on, and I'm still trying to learn and build up the aspect of all of this knowledge.
Yeah.
If I accidentally do it, it's not in a hurtful or meanful or a devastating way. It's just I just don't know.
Yeah, and then some people take it too far. You know what I mean? I'm a him. I'm a her. And I'm just like,
have you seen the list?
Yeah, I'm just
there's like over 30 pronouns.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I'm totally, you want to be happy. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be happy. That's totally fine. But I hate when people get mad at me for shit like that. It's getting to the point where I'm just gonna say human. Hey, human, come over here. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That should be the easiest thing.
Yeah.
But okay, what if we start actually getting technology implanted in us, so we start becoming more cyborg-like,
Oh yeah,
like I don't know, prosthetic limbs.
like Blade Runner.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
straight have everything in you. Like I want that chip that Elon Musk is gonna create the Neuralinks. I don't know if you heard about that, but
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that?
It's
Neuralinks? Like,
yeah, it's like a little computer chip that's like it's like almost like a maybe like a size of a dime or whatever,
mm-hmm.
but it's gonna go like they're gonna take a little piece of your skull out and plant it in there, and then put the piece of skull back in, and it'll be able to like send you like information waves and stuff like that for like different aspects that are on your phone and stuff. It'll technically be connected to Google.
It'll be like the Matrix. Remember when you upload stuff? You know, I need
Yeah.
to fly a helicopter.
Exactly.
That'd be sick, man.
It's gonna get close to that. Right now, what they're actually gonna use it for is for people that have like prosthetic like paralyzed stuff. Like you know,
Yeah.
they paralyzed their arm or something just because
Yeah.
they lost that activity in their brain. So they're
Yeah.
gonna try to use the chip to reactivate it so they actually have movement. Maybe with like different kinds of like sicknesses and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But Elon Musk's big goal is to actually be able to just like Google Map stuff, search stuff, and it just come up in your head.
Oh, that's dope. It's just like the Matrix, man. Like, wow. Just imagine you being able, like, you wouldn't be able to have to study for anything. You know what I mean? You could just party all night, just go to class and be like, hey, I need to know algebra 2.
Do you think there'll always be a use for humans?
Always a use for humans?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, what if they can get, like, okay, that's the shitty part about movies now is that, like, so much of it is CGI'd, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean,
Yeah.
those are cool effects. Those are
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
But those are, like, prop work and, like, you know, background work and, like, a bunch of stuff that people could be doing but lost that job because of CGI now.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
What if
yeah.
it becomes into more of an effective thing where like this is just a thing? I don't know if it can happen, but like camera operators and like grips and stuff like that start getting taken over by robots.
Actually, that was brought up recently because of COVID. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you have so many people on set. So they have cameras you program now. They program the movements, and they're getting crazy technology where the autofocusing is getting way better. So it's like it's almost getting to a point where first AC is becoming obsolete. You know, the people that pull focus, that make sure everything's in focus. So the autofocus systems are insane now. Like, you know what I mean? They capture everything, like faces. They use echolocation, which is like a sonar
Okay.
that it measures people's distance coming forward and back, and they're integrating that with the focus systems. So it's just like, oh wow, now everything's getting controlled. And then those computers are so precise. They use them in TV commercials. I don't know if you've seen those on YouTube where they move so fast, like you know, these special movements. You know what I mean? They program them. It's insane. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
Is there a
technology-
use for humans anymore?
yeah.
Whack Jake. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. He's got a question. If you had a computer chip in your brain, could somebody hack you? I'm pretty sure. I think they probably would, right?
Yeah, just imagine if someone hacks you and they just put you in, you know what I mean, in a different language. You know, you're just Filipino. All
Or
the
they
time,
just
you know?
kill you.
Oh, that's true too.
I think
yeah.
it would just be a straight and you're done. Maybe if they want to troll, they'll do the I'll change you into a Filipino. But if anything, if they're assholes and they have that kind of power, I
Yeah.
think they would just end lives.
This would be the horrible act, as if they implant. Remember the sound of a dying smoke detector all the time in your head. Deet,
Oh, jeez.
deet.
I
That'd
think
be
people that
horrible.
have like color blindness and stuff kind of deal with some shitty ass, like just basic things in life, like not being able to see color a certain way and stuff. I think that's annoying. I think it would be annoying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm not colorblind, but I mean, to a sense, I'm pretty sure even just like different arrays of colors, like you know that stupid meme that was going around for a long time back in the day of like, what color is this dress? Is it purple,
Oh, I remember that.
blue, or
Yeah,
black, or something like that?
Yeah, I
That was
remember
actually testing people's color blindness
Yeah.
because they did see it either or color. Like that's just the way people's eyes were working, and they
Yeah.
cause more of a division because of that stuff. But
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that would suck if you saw something differently than somebody else.
Yeah, that'd be funny if it was like an elaborate scheme from the government, you know what I mean? Just to find reptilians or other, superheroes among us. Like, yeah, you get the data from Facebook and
Well,
knock on your door, and the men in black come in and kill you.
they were I think it was on Tuesday or Monday, but Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, and Mark Zuckerberg had to testify in front of the Senate and stuff again.
Really? For what this time?
The same thing, like, privacy stuff, like why can they do certain things, and like
Yeah.
why is this stuff tracked and sold to these people like so quickly and stuff. Like I don't know, have you seen those when you go to a website and it automatically at the bottom has like share this on Facebook, and it just has that Facebook thing?
Yeah.
Like if you do that, Facebook automatically sends that website all of your information about like stuff that you like, stuff that you visited, and all because you want to use that simple link that helps you share that information with other people. It's a crazy kind of way to like market on people's information.
Oh man.
So that's what they were complaining about. Something about like I guess certain people that get banned off of Twitter and stuff like that. That's kind of like a fucked up thing. There's this professor. His name is Brett Weinstein.
Yeah.
And he actually put on his Twitter just like we should actually get the Republican and the Democratic Party and just bring them together and do a whole new party called the Unity Party, the Unity 2020. He was just trying to promote this, and they took him off. They took that post off, and they literally like said, no, you can't. Well, they didn't say, I don't know exactly, but they took it off. Like they didn't say that's against our guidelines and what we want on Twitter. So I think
no freedom of speech, nothing like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not. I feel like they can control a lot of things too now. It's like the way like politics are kind of run stuff too. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure they were helping and doing the best they could. But how many more Biden ads did you see on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram more than Trump things? And if it was Trump things, was it more negative? Or was it something that was promoting his campaign? Like, those are those things that people are kind of complaining about too. Is like, well, the major tech companies really did help the Democratic Party because mostly all tech people are Democrats anyways, so they kind of help lead them towards that way. I mean, it's more of a conspiracy in that end too, but it kind of does lead that way sometimes too with the way our country is.
I think the way the algorithms are, they cater to what you like the most. So, like, if you were a Biden fan or a Trump fan, if you're a Biden fan, obviously all these pro-Biden stuff's going to show up. You know what I mean? And I think it was, like, an illusion to everybody. You know what I mean? I think all the Trump fans were getting fed, pro-Trump stuff, their fans.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're winning, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? I think it was just the algorithms throwing stuff to what you like, you know what I mean? And during the Trump Biden stuff, I didn't see those ads because I was clicking on heavy metal stuff and sports, and so that was coming on my feed.
Getting more through that.
Yeah. I wasn't getting Biden Trump stuff. I was getting Amir's new album, Attila, and stuff. So, but I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that I feel like major corporations or major companies now have a bigger aspect of how even the world is run now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I totally agree.
Like Mark Zuckerberg probably has like a big influence on us.
Yeah, they said there's like 4 conglomerates that like own. You know what I mean? Like super billionaires. Like Disney's part of them. You know what I mean? They own like, and it trickles down like Taco Bell and whatnot, other entities, and you're like, holy shit! Like, and I don't know. That's pretty insane. You think like, who writes their checks? You know what I mean? Who writes that guy's check? You know what I mean? When you think about, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, like someone's writing their checks, and who's writing their check, and who's writing that check.
Yeah.
Like, who is the elite people of this world? You know what I mean? That are writing those checks. It's just insane. And
those really, really 1%.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Do you want to grab yourself a cold one?
Yeah.
Grab one from the back, dude. Get me one back there too, man. Just chilling, hanging out. Wake Jake, he says, If we all have electric cars and somebody was running away from the cops, could the cops stop the car? I think that's actually pretty plausible, right? Like, I don't even think the cop would do anything, or the car would do anything. Okay.
What did he say?
So electric cars, right?
Electric cars.
If we all have electric cars and somebody was running away from the cops, could the cops stop the car?
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they give them access to that computer and
do more of that.
Yeah, do more of that. But the criminals have. I mean, they mitigate. They have a defense. Probably something to keep the cops from overriding it. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
What I always wondered is like, remember those student driver cars that have 2 steering wheels? Like, what if you and your instructor got fucked up? You know what I mean? You're driving. Like, who gets the DUI?
I never got to use one of those. Did you get to?
No, I never had, but I see them in movies and stuff.
Yeah, I see them on TV shows and shit all the time too, and I'm just like, holy shit, this was a thing. The guy steps on the brake; it wasn't even real.
Yeah, but who gets the DUI if there's 2 steering wheels and you're both drunk in the car? Can they issue just both of you get DUI in the car?
I think that car stays in the lot of this driving school. I don't think the driver instructor is like, hey, I don't have a car, so it looks like I'm taking the student driver car today. But now it's different. Now you actually use your own car.
Yeah.
Here in New Mexico, anyways.
What? I thought you were reading something.
Yeah, I was. I actually was reading it. It's Jacob on this end. Oh, Wake Jake, great chat. Question: how is this shit down? How is this shut down? I don't know. How do you feel about the shutdown?
Honestly, like, because I'm still in class. I'm still taking classes. Like, they're still doing it. I know there's like a COVID ratio, like, positive ratio. I think we're at 13% positive for the whole state.
Okay.
So we're on the threshold of getting shut down at school as well, too. But as far as the shutdown goes, I don't know. I really don't go anywhere. I get groceries, but like I haven't really experienced myself.
Yeah.
And I'm at home all the time.
Not in big crowds, doing stuff like that.
And I went to Roosevelt Park, did my thing, walked around, and I don't know, it was just normal to me. I don't know if other people are going insane. Do you know anybody going insane? Are you going insane?
I mean, I'm still working too, but I just hate that I've been having to work with more like safety precautions now. Like I have to wear the mask and goggles now.
Oh, yeah.
I technically can wear a face shield, but I want to be cool, so I wear these ski goggles that have tint on them.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
you look like a 90s R&B singer.
Yeah, I'm just cooking food
Cisco.
with that shit. I'm just like, and it has anti-fog, so I don't have to worry about any of that shit. But that's what I've been doing lately. Just pretty much the same thing. Like, just
you gotta get a picture of yourself with all your gear on. I want to see that.
I'll do that. If anything, it's crazy too. I would be able to get us that location if you ever really want to do like a kitchen scene.
Oh, definitely.
Like an industrial kitchen thing kind of thing going on.
Yeah,
it's a small little kitchen, but we have like a big conventional stove, like compartment sink, a steam table,
Yeah.
Cool little setup thing. I've always wanted to do like a couple ideas where it's just like, this is the model employee and this is the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like relate the two, like, hey, Beavis, stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's just like, it's been done. I've seen so many of them, but just our rendition or something different like that.
And then we could shoot a porno too.
A kitchen porno.
Kitchen porno, yeah. Kitchen porno, yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting into the porn industry? I mean,
no, I have thought about it. Not like creepy, perverted way, but I'm just like, because, I've seen some behind the scenes stuff for that, and they have lights. They have lights just like us. They have grip, they have G&E, they have a director, And it's just like, oh, wow. And it's funny because there's so many genres of porn.
Oh, dude.
Have you seen the ones where like, oh, I'm stuck? She's like, I'm stuck in the washer and dryer. I'm stuck in... And it's so funny. It gets to the point where I like watching porn just to leave stupid comments.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like to leave stupid comments in there.
You're like top commenter on Pornhub.
Yeah, I just love to just comment on stuff. And some of it's pretty cringeworthy. It's pretty funny. But
this show is going to be on Pornhub here soon.
Oh, really? That's dope.
I'm just going to upload episodes on there.
That would be sick. And you could do it. I've heard people uploading stuff to Pornhub.
Yeah.
That weren't porn related.
Yeah, it's still kind of like a free open platform of like video stuff.
Like there's a genre on there. It was funny because it was like these white cops arrest black guys and then they like coerced them to fuck them to get, you know what I mean? So they let him free, and I thought that was funny. But it was funny because um I think, after Black Lives Matter, I think they took their whole platform down. That I forgot what it was called, like white girls, black prisoners. I don't know what it was, but it was a funny genre. I thought it was pretty funny. Just the scenarios they came up with, like.
I saw this video of this guy. He's got a YouTube channel called All Gas No Brakes, where he just goes around and like interviews different people and stuff that's going on. Like he's been to Trump rallies, he's been to like the Proud Boy rallies. Sturgis.
No way, he went to Sturgis. Was it during this lockdown?
Yeah,
that was insane.
So yeah,
dude, Sturgis. I heard there was like, you know what I mean? How they get so much people, like 100,000 people. I don't know what the numbers are, but
it was twice as much.
Yeah, that's insane. And then during COVID, that was like the biggest event that happened. That's insane. So he was there.
Yeah, and he just like interviews people. Like he just tells them like, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Like simple questions. Yeah. But he kind of does this niche now where he knows that he has a camera and a microphone, and people already come to him. Like it's that sense where like, oh, there's a camera. What's going on over there?
Oh yeah.
So he kind of like interviews the most outlandish and weirdest people. Yeah. So he's pretty good. But recently he did one on like a Bigfoot followers, and like I think it was somewhere in California where they were actually changing. They're like, yeah, we're trying to promote more for Bigfoot Lives Matter.
Oh, that's dope.
I was just like, geez, they're doing. But they're hardcore believers. Like,
yeah.
There's a bunch of people there that are just like, these, whatever. Yeah. We just live in this area. We don't really believe in that stuff. But the people that are like kind of veterans there that have lived there for a very, very long time, they're just like, I think I've seen one before, and they're probably still among us, and who knows, like there's so many wild animals out there. Do you believe in like Bigfoot or anything like that, or any mythical animals still out there?
That's a good question. It's a good question. It's just like, honestly, like I think they said they recently slowed down the frames per second on that Patterson footage, and then it's clearly a man in a suit. Did you ever see that? The new updates they have. Okay. But I don't know. There's just so much evidence. Like I want to believe in Bigfoot. You know what I mean? I fucking want to believe that there's, a creature out there that's
stands on 2
feet. Yeah, is mythical and avoids humans. Like I want to believe that, and I want to try to like circumvent shit. Like these people like, oh, maybe he's multidimensional and he travels between planes of existence, or maybe we can't just see him. You know what I mean? You have to believe in him. Maybe there's just frequency or alignment we have to have, and only certain. I want to believe in shit like that, but in reality, is like there's no bones ever found. You know what I mean? No bones. There's no evidence of him other than the Bigfoot tracks, but that's a long-standing thing where like they're fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, compared to like fake, everything else.
Yeah, but I want to believe in Bigfoot. I really do. There's like this inner kid in me that wants to believe in Bigfoot, but I don't think Bigfoot is real. What do you think?
I don't think he's real either. But then again, we don't know about every animal that's out there in the world right now. But a Bigfoot animal, I think, especially if it was in California, it's a very populated area. Like, I don't know. Do you think there's still like here in America, land that has not been like touched or even seen? Like, do you think there's anything like that here?
I don't know. It would have to be really covered up. I don't know. These white people been here for
through everything. But then I go up to like where my grandpa lives. He lives up in the Taos area. Yeah. Even smaller of a town. He lives in a town called Penasco. Yeah. Even smaller, he lives in like this place called Chamizal, where it's just literally like, his house, and then the next neighbor is maybe like a quarter of a mile away. Yeah. So it's a really like wooded, dense area. And if I just felt like walking at a certain point, I feel like I would get lost or not know where I'm at, and wonder if people would know where to find me, or if they've even seen any of the things that I'm about to see, anything like that.
Well, I still read stuff like now in the U.S. or South America, they still find animals and insects. You know what I mean? They're still discovering shit, even here in the U.S. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is. Yeah, it is possible for sure. And then like especially animals they thought were long extinct. I mean, they'll be, oh, we had the camera traps. We found this. They've been haven't been seen in 20 years. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, it is possible. Yeah. One question I have is like, so if Bigfoot is real, is he more man or animal? So like, forward the question, like, if you kill him, is that homicide or is that
Right?
like
Did you murder
poaching
him? Right?
or is it poaching? You know what I mean?
Who knows? I feel like if I believe that I was poaching, then it probably is poaching. And if I believe it's murder, then I probably murdered him.
How do you think he tastes with like green chili and tortillas?
Dude,
Hot
I think
tortillas
I
and
honestly believe anything. You can cook anything. If you cook anything, it probably tastes good. Like one of those weird things, like, okay, maybe not everybody eats horse, but if you did cook a nice piece of horse correctly, I'm pretty sure it tastes good.
So by that, your analogy, Bigfoot tastes good.
He probably tastes really
It
good.
tastes good, huh?
Oh man, I wouldn't. I'm not a big discriminator about like eating foods. Like, okay, you know the big subject now about like people like, oh, vegan is the way to go, and like that's the healthy way to do it, and like, we don't really need to eat any meat, and animals should live as long as they want to live and stuff like that.
Dude, coming from me being Native American, yeah, especially like people were vegan and that. When I believe people should believe in what they want to believe and be happy.
Yeah.
But like everything comes from something that's dead, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Trees get cut down. You know what I mean?
Poop.
You know what I mean? Like all the meat are from dead animals. You know what I mean? Vegetables are from something that you've cut off circulation that's gonna die. You know what I mean? It's ripe for a while, it's gonna die. So we're used to eating dead things. Dead things come from everything. Like stars, when they die out, if they supernova or die out, they release that carbon dust and everything, and it gives birth to other stars. So it's like it's this, it's a cycle.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
this
word.
beautiful cycle of, and it's cool because everything that's a cycle, technically a circle, that's, you know what I mean? It's forever. It's a cycle, so it's forever. So it's just like, I don't know, but yeah, I always get people like that. Oh, you're killing animals and this and that, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Sustenance has to come from something. You know what I mean? Sustenance always comes from something. Like right now, I remember you telling me like our skins are always regenerating all the time.
Yeah, like 5 years, and it's already something different than what it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I've explored all different diets. I mean, I love to eat. I'll eat anything that tastes good. You know what I mean? I have no
Horse, yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat a horse. Yeah, I'll eat a horse.
Yeah, if they cook it right,
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I really care about.
I had this ex-girlfriend where she was like that, like a vegan, like, and I don't mind. You know what I mean, I love vegan food. So she cooked, vegan dinner or whatever, and then it was good. You know what I mean, I had no ifs. I had no complaints. But the weirdest thing was she was a smoker. So she'd always, you know what I mean, smoke cigarettes all the time. But
Interesting.
yeah, and then she would get mad at me, like give me shit for drinking a soda. Oh, that's not good for your body and this that. And I'm just like, bitch, you're like, there's man-made chemicals, like you got nicotine, all kinds of crazy shit. Because I don't smoke cigarettes, and it was just funny how she would be like so hypocritical, like shit on me for drinking a Coke, and here she's smoking like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much chemicals in your body. And stuff like that. Yeah.
And then they try to play off the excuses, just like, oh, I only smoke one. I only smoked one. You shouldn't smoke any.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because, like, I'm drinking a soda. She's giving me shit for that. And I'm eating, like, fucking, you know what I mean? Taco Bell. But yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to drop acid. I'm going to drop, you know what I mean? Like, man-made chemicals into my body. Because I have a third eye now. You know what I mean, she'd always tell me shit like that. But I'm like,
She had a third eye.
Yeah, third eye.
Was it her butthole? Like that's all I can think about. Oh man, well, see, that's the thing though too. Is like, not saying that she did or didn't have the third eye, but finding another enlightened point in our lives.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things that we just don't know about this universe that are a mystery.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree, for sure.
And I think that's one of those experimental things that kind of help find a different frequency or any kind of different vibration or whatever, Yeah. Like, I've indulged in mushrooms quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there's just been some times where I'm just like, holy fuck, like there's stuff that in this state that I'll never experience in my sober state, but I feel pretty good, like amazing.
Yeah.
How does this work? How does like what's going on in my brain? Like they even say like it's helped a lot of people with like problems with like addiction and stuff like that, PTSD, where they just like pop a couple mushrooms and they just like don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, I know a lot of stuff is medicinal, especially for my culture. You know, like peyote, you know what I mean? Like mescaline, like mushrooms, I mean?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, you know, like marijuana, like that's all natural, you know what I mean? And I feel there is medicinal value, I mean, medicinal properties we should, like, you know, welcome. You know what I mean? Welcome, because I do believe a lot of that stuff is medicine.
Do you think it's too much altering then when we start making it into like candy or processed food and stuff like that? We're just like, hey, let's extract everything we can from the plant and make gummy bears or make, you know, like butter and stuff like that. Like, do you think that's a little bit more beneficial, or that's kind of like, fuck, just, you know?
Yeah, there's so much stuff you can make with like all natural, you know, like hemp, you know what I mean? Clothes and there's so much stuff we can embrace, technology and with organic, you know what I mean, stuff that's around. But yeah, I can see where you're going at. Like, have you ever been to like Walmart or Costco and you just like, even during the pandemic, and you just see like thousands of crates of like hot Cheetos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then sodas and it's just crazy how like it's man-made food, you know what I mean? It's processed food we make, and there's just so much shit of it, and it has an expiration date, and then that's plastic and stuff we throw away, and there's, I don't know, it's just like, how much shit do we really need, you know what I mean? Like when capitalism takes over, because I'm there at Walmart just amazed looking around and like how much Twinkies are stocked there, you know what I mean? And how much cereal, like man-made shit, you know what I mean? Cans of Coke, and I'm just like, how much of this shit do we really need? And we're processing this every day, you know what I mean, in factories and making it, and it's just like, and then sometimes like I want to cry. I mean, there's just ancestors in me, like the cliche, like, oh shit, we're killing the earth, man. We're killing the earth. Like, how much shit do we really need? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So one of those touchy subjects too is like with all the things that are out there is like, it kind of makes our life easier, like being able to know that we can go to a grocery store and go get food and like get the meat, go get the potatoes, all that stuff, instead of having to grow it or hunt it yourself.
Oh, dude, like just imagine if we went back to that type of living. I would have been dead so many times.
Yeah, and because we wouldn't be able to, we would have to live. Like we would have to, most of our time consumption would be like, holy shit, let's go work on the farm all day, and then in the morning, let's do the hunt.
Yeah, basically you're living to try to sustain your life. Like, I need water, I need food. That's your life, is trying to stay alive.
You don't
daily,
see, you don't see these other skills and stuff. I don't know, like maybe you do see athleticism maybe in these cultures and stuff, but you wouldn't probably see like them being academically smart or like, you know, being able to work with like the film industry and stuff like that. Like the fact that we get to go to the store and buy this stuff makes our life easier, so we can excel in other different topics of like enjoyment and enlightenment.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, when people talk about like time travel in a sense of sci-fi, and I'm just like, we're time traveling right now. Every fucking day we're time traveling. I mean, we got cars that shorten a day's, you know what I mean? You know, a day's walk into like 5 minutes. That could just think that's time traveling in a different sense. You know what I mean? Like we have time travel, like cars, we got public transportation, we got technology help us get places, to navigate places, and just think how much time we're shaving off. Like you said, we can enjoy something, you know, enjoy a TV show or enjoy, I don't know, like we're able to go to grocery store, buy food. You know what I mean? That saves us a whole day of fucking trying to
hunt and farm and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm on board with you like that. Like I like the way you're thinking, because one day I was thinking like that. Oh man. And I hate it when people talk about, you know, like, remember Back to the Future? We don't have flying cars. I'm like, I'm glad we don't have flying cars. And I'm like, just imagine the Albuquerque drivers out there with flying cars. The car would probably fall through your roof right now.
just oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the thing that's happening with that, though, is I feel like technology is getting so good that just like automated cars are going to be the thing.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? I think, like, that would, I don't know. I'm in love-hate with that. Like, I guess.
Think of Uber, but there's no driver. So you can always just type in your destination. A car comes automatically and drives you away. And then you don't have to worry about there being a car in your parking space. You don't have to worry about you having to maintenance the car. The car just goes and does its own thing. If you want to buy the car, you can buy the car and start making money off of that car because it does all these. You're at work, you're working at your school or whatever, and so you have your car put in like, taxi mode, and your car does taxi all day.
Oh, that'd be dope.
And you get the funds from that. The only thing you have to do is maintain the car. And so that means your investment is in the technology that's like totally taking over the world.
I think drug dealers would really love that. I mean, that type of passive income.
It'd be so more efficient.
Yeah, just imagine a car pulling up and you're like, oh, that's my homie. You know what I mean, homie. And then you open the trunk and get what you need.
And you're out.
Yeah. And then he's out on another delivery. Yeah.
And everybody just uses a lot of like apps and stuff now to transaction money.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Not even the Bitcoin, like they just use like Apple Pay.
Oh yeah, Venmo,
Cash App.
That's a new thing to me. Yeah, because I remember I have gotten paid like that a few times. Like, oh, do you have Cash App, Venmo? I'm like, oh shit, I got to download this stuff. So yeah, I had to download those. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you could just make the call, do the deal, and then the car shows up, and you're good to go.
That's true. We're giving Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad kind of advice for people watching the show.
There you go. You got to make a movie based off of the future of drug dealing now.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be a pretty sick idea.
So have you experienced anything in lockdown from work that's new?
I just really don't get to see the old people as much. They're all kind of stuck in their room. They still kind of like, if some have doctor's appointments and stuff, they still go out and shit like that, but they're not really allowed to like wander the halls anymore or like go do their thing. I think they kind of eliminated smoking too.
Oh, okay.
They used to like let people go out and smoke in the courtyard, but I don't think that's the thing anymore.
Oh man.
But see, I don't know because, that's kind of like a right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, just because it's a nursing home, I don't think the nursing home is technically a non-smoking nursing home.
Yeah.
Like I still see like employees and stuff go and smoke.
Also, employees are smoking and they can't smoke.
Yeah,
that would piss me off too. Like, what? Those guys get to smoke.
Yeah, but they obviously have like a designated area to do it, so then they shouldn't be doing it in front of the residents. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure they know, right? Come in smelling like cigarettes, you're just like, you bitch.
It'd be funny if like in alternate realities. Like, it'd be funny if there was an alternate reality where coronavirus gives you superhero powers instead of getting you sick.
What movie are you thinking of now?
That would have to exist. You know what I mean? Right. An alternate reality where coronavirus makes you a superhero.
I think it's just a kind of a mapping mechanism to like get our DNA better. So don't get me wrong, COVID's a thing, but unfortunately, it was probably a man-made virus.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. And not only that, this was an opportunity now for the government to literally round up everyone's DNA. I'm not saying that they have had it or don't, but they have a big chunk of people's DNA now they probably didn't have.
Oh man, that'd be insane.
Like a big chunk. Like again, and it's just a thing where like they swab your thing, the information goes on a computer, and now you just have it on this like 5x10 like hard drive, But
what would be insane is like if someone just contacted you and like a doppelganger of you. He's like, hey,
there he is again.
Yeah. He's like, I'm from the future. I'm Angel. So and so. I'm a time cop. And it's like, you're dead. You're a clone right now. You died of the coronavirus, and they recloned us all in this new world. I mean, who would you think of that?
I'd be like, damn, they still made me look ugly. I hate everything. Why do I still look like this? If somebody came from the future and said they were me, but they didn't look like me, I would be like, yes. What happened? Were they able to change your DNA? But I don't know. See, that's one of those things too. Is like, do we live on a linear line where the future can kind of be something that happens, or is it just like you kind of got to live in the now?
But when you think about choices we make, then the linear line goes different places. You know what I mean? It's still linear, but it can go different directions if you make a different choice. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's still like you don't. Unfortunately, you can't see the linear line ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like the two choices that you are making.
Yeah.
You can't see the outcome of it super super far ahead. Maybe you can be like, oh well, if I take this job, I might be able to get a little bit more money, and I might be able to do something. But you don't get to see the, let's just say, 10 or 20 long year run of it. It's just it's a gamble at that sense. Maybe it is a for sure thing that you'll get a steady paycheck and do your thing day by day.
Yeah.
But it's taking a gamble at that sense too.
I know. I think we talked about this before, where like alternate realities and different things like that. But have you ever met people that just take it too far and they're like, oh, this is the number of the beast, Jesus is coming, or I mean, have you ever had any outlandish like conspiracy theories that you've heard about this?
Not about the recent thing. Like okay, so I do want to get her on the podcast. There is this lady, her name is Sean Dean. She's a local comedian. I don't know if you've ever seen her before.
Oh yeah, I've heard of her name. She's the blonde girl, right?
She might be blonde. She does a lot of like.
Oh, the hair. Yeah. I think I've seen her hang out with Josh.
Yeah.
Josh Fournier. Yeah.
So she actually on her Instagram, she's always posting on her story like all of these things of like it's a conspiracy, like a bunch of conspiracy stuff. And I mean, maybe
is it some of it outlandish? Is there some that you can like kind of like regurgitate like what you saw?
See, now I wish I kind of paid attention more.
Was it reptilians?
No reptilians. No reptilians. But a lot of,
was it government conspiracy?
Yeah, a lot of like one world government stuff.
Oh,
because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever thought about or believed in it, but do you ever think that the world will kind of just turn into one unified thing where it's just like, we're all kind of labeled the same thing? We don't really have a really big distinction between countries and like.
Did you ever hear the conspiracy theory where they're like, oh, they're trying to get rid of physical money and make everything digital with this virus? Did you ever hear that theory?
I didn't.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we want to make money and make this contagious so we don't use physical money anymore, and they want to digitize it. And that was one of the conspiracy theories that I read too.
It makes sense.
They're trying to make it like a non-physical, monetary society like that. And I was like, oh shit. But yeah, but I've read. That's one theory I read. Was there any theories like that she had put on there?
Not that I remember. See, again, I wish I would have paid attention to it more.
Did you just swipe by and he's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm just like, God damn it, what is she doing again? A little bit. But I don't know. Back in the day when I was younger, I was totally into the conspiracy theory thing. Yeah. Like I was watching Mad Alex Jones and just like regurgitating or being able to like take in and be able to tell people as much as shit.
I hate those because like I would watch a video on YouTube, like a tutorial video, and I get sucked in, and I get I'm be like, oh my god, like, the government.
Yeah,
kill me.
That's exactly how you think. It's crazy to think about that too. I remember when I was a kid, I actually I was maybe like 11 or 12, maybe 13. I wasn't too sure, but I saw a documentary about the Earth getting hit by a meteor.
Oh, that stuff gives me anxiety when I see shit like that.
I was crying and everything. I was like, "Mom, we're gonna die." It's like that's not gonna happen until 2027 or something. I was just like, "What the hell?"
Makes it even worse. It's you got 5 more years.
You got a lot of time. And back then, it was like what 2003, so it's like a long time now.
Did you think about that though? Like moving forward to now, you're like, oh, no. My mom said we're gonna die in 2027.
After the Mayan calendar, I was like, it's all fake. We didn't die. I don't think the Mayan calendar was wrong though. I just think it was something that maybe we weren't able to really observe or see. Yeah. Like on that day, like December 21st, I think it was. Something just did happen, and maybe it wasn't something in our in our like solar system. Maybe it was actually a cool solar flare that they knew was going to happen on that date, and that was it. They're just like, oh, there's going to be solar flare on that end. I
know some of it's like semantics, how you interpret things. But did you ever watch the movie Donnie Darko?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. So everybody should watch.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But it's funny because he gets visited by a ghost. An apparition, and it tells him the world's going to end in so many amount of days, like 29 days, 4 hours, 33 seconds, each day it's a countdown. He meets that person, and they talk about time travel in that movie. But it's funny because when you count down the days, like the end of the world was gonna happen on Halloween, so it led up to Halloween, and then sure enough he dies, and so I was like, oh yeah, that's the end of the world for him. You know what I mean? So technically, the end of the world for you and me it's inevitable, but it's the day we die. You know what I mean, that's the end of the world. You know what I mean? In a broader sense, yeah.
I guess that would be the scariest thing too, is just knowing the day of your death.
Oh man, sometimes I get anxiety about that. Like I'm driving, I'm like, oh man, I could get hit by some crazy person and die today. Do you ever think like that? You ever?
I mean, that's
thoughts like that.
That's
like,
always a possibility.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always something that you can think about. That's kind of crazy. You know, somebody's gonna rob a store, and then all of a sudden, I'm the guy that got shot because I was just there. You know, just because I was there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do get what you're saying. I do think about those scenarios and stuff, but I don't think I have too much anxiety over it and stuff.
Yeah, I'll get anxiety for a bit, you know, and then I'll change the subject, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you try not to think about it.
Or I'll jerk off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like, I don't need to think about dying, guys.
Yeah. But sometimes I think, like, is it going to be painful? Like if I get squished by a car, like, I don't know. Am I going to be alive for a while, stop breathing? And I don't know.
Like drowning sounds horrible.
Oh, yeah, definitely drowning.
That sounds bad.
Just imagine drowning in placenta or something crazy, you know what I mean? Drowning with pickle juice, you know what I mean?
Something you just can't stand. This. Well, I don't know. I'm okay with pickle juice. I'll drink it.
Drown in blood. That'd be horrible. How thick, you know, the viscosity of that. Maybe drowning in oil would be horrible.
That probably would be bad. Like the thickness and just.
Yeah.
I think you would die if you just bathed in oil from your neck down.
Oh,
like you just dipped yourself in oil
and
stayed there for like, I don't know, what, 10 hours?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your body would absorb all that.
Some of that, yeah.
And you'd probably die or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a scientist, people. I haven't done this research myself, but that sounds like a way people would be tortured back in the day. Death by oil.
It's one of those things too, like, you know, we talk about dying, but do you ever want to die in a cool way? Like, do you want to, like, oh, I want to die like in battle, you know what I mean? I want to die in a war. Do you ever think about some stuff like that? Like, you know, obviously you don't want to die of something stupid, you know what I mean? Like a freak accident.
Off.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm sure you want to have a better death, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, no freak occurrence, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something falls from the sky and hits you in the head, you know what I mean?
If I die at the old age of, let's say, 75, I just want to go up to the mountains and just sit there and just try to die.
Try to die?
I don't know how.
That'd be funny if you were there 3 days and died of exhaustion. You're just like, oh, I wish I could die today. You know? Yeah. A bear eats you alive.
Because I wouldn't want to shoot myself or like, you know, or maybe eat poison. Maybe that would be an easier way to die that isn't as like painful or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it would be at an old age where I just try to like.
It would be so funny if like you're in the middle of the forest trying to die, and then just Bigfoot comes from out of nowhere and smothers you with a pillow.
He's like, I'm the one that fucked you up, bro.
Smothers you with a pillow.
I think that's how a lot of people die in the forest. And
they get smothered by pillows from Bigfoot.
From Bigfoot. It's like, how did he die? I don't know. He was just here dead.
He died of asphyxiation. They're like, what?
How the hell is
How did he die? Did he hold his breath too long? What happened?
That's hilarious.
It's crazy when people die of like allergies. That's insane. You know what I mean? People eat something, they die of it.
I can't imagine dying from a peanut allergy.
Yeah, that would be insane. I would tell people to lie, but like tell people I was hit by a car. Okay.
That sounds heroic.
Yeah.
Hit by a car.
Did you hear about Angel? He ate a peanut. He ate a peanut. He died. Like, really?
Yeah, they'd probably think like, what happened? Did he choke on it? It's like, no, it just...
He had a peanut allergy.
Yeah, because that would probably just cause my throat to swell up and I probably just suffocate, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I think. I don't know how peanut allergies really work.
And I would be like your cool friend, be like, he didn't die that way. He owed the drug cartels money and they came for him.
I would just literally say that I ate a handful of peanuts at that point. He was feeling adventurous. He ate a handful of peanuts.
Just imagine people were committing suicide because of their allergies. I'm sure that's a thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm suicidal. My mom don't like me. My dad says I'm a dick. And you know what I mean? I'm sure people kill themselves with their allergy, right?
That would be
Like
that's
eat a peanut. You know what I mean? I imagine that. You know, someone out there suffering from depression that eat a peanut on purpose to kill themselves. That's got to be a thing, right?
somebody has. That's how big this world is. Is that one person had to have done that? At least one. Any horrific way that you can think of a death, somebody has had to have done it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's so much people in the way like statistics work. It has to be a 0.000000001%, and it would still be one person.
The history of mankind too. It's like millions of years. Oh wow.
So no matter what, this is a thing that I like believe in, that even if you think about something or you want to do something, somebody's probably already done it, is gonna do it, or has already done it before you have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it all just depends on the timing of when you do it. Like, okay, say you want to make a movie and you have this great idea for a movie. I bet you so much money that there's one person in this world that is thinking the exact same idea for a movie, the same as you, maybe with a one small snitch scenario taken off where they're just like, oh, my protagonist is a girl instead of a boy. But still, you know, samurai, post-apocalyptic, whatever your idea is, somebody else has an idea for that. Not only do they have an idea, somebody might have already done the idea or is going to do it before you are.
That always is a crazy thing for me to think about. It's just like, because, you know, we're just here, the U.S. I mean, just imagine all the stories we don't know about, like the Transformers of Japan, the Transformers of Philippines, like all these stories that we don't know about because of the language barrier.
Yeah.
I always think about that too. It's like, holy shit. Like, there's probably a Pulp Fiction movie before Pulp Fiction, but it's, you know what I mean? It's in the India language, you know what I mean? Or it's like a different language. Maybe it's a Muslim. I don't know. Muslim Pulp Fiction.
Maybe a story that's was told back in the day that just kind of got translated a certain way.
Yeah.
I saw this YouTube video a long ass time ago where it was just like everything is on repeat, where like they just went over like different scenarios in history and stuff, but it all mirrors itself, where it's just kind of repeating like a circle, just like the circle thing. Where it just goes through a cycle where, oh, we're going through this again, we're doing this again, it's gone through this, and they go through cycles of music, entertainment, and something else about history. But they just, again, they show like, oh, from the 40s all the way to the 80s, look at the similarities, look at what they're doing, look at this. It's crazy to think about. So, I mean, you do hear that expression all the time, like history repeats itself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the clothing styles, you know what I mean? They're repeating, you know what I mean? Like 80s, you know what I mean? Back. All the clothing from the 80s is back. Girls are wearing their grandma's clothes now, and it's just like for me, like everybody's dressing the same.
As long as you don't wear a fanny pack, I'm cool.
Nice. I do have a fanny pack.
Why?
For work. For work. Everybody has a fanny pack in the film industry.
Oh, man. You're just like, I need to keep my gum, my chapstick. What else is in the fanny pack?
Just grip tape, you know what I mean? Gaffer tape. You have to have, you know, markers, different colors.
Midol.
Camera tape. Yeah, probably Midol too.
Fix the cramps.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, history repeating itself. I could see that.
It's a thing.
Sometimes I think like maybe the government like wants us to, like, they made this virus to like get our minds off of things because there is an asteroid. And there's nothing they can do about it, so they're just keeping us distracted with COVID and all this other stuff.
That would be crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think somebody out there would say something if it was that kind of scenario. And
just think if someone did say that, like, it's totally far from, like, believable. Like, what? They created COVID so we can be distracted from the asteroid that's on its, you know what I mean? On the course of the Earth, yeah. And it's plausible.
That's why I feel like they do a thing called desensitization, where they'll probably show us a bunch of stuff before it actually happens.
Yeah.
That's why I think like when aliens do show themselves, we won't be that freaked out.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that too.
We've seen so many adaptations of aliens, like
Yeah.
so many different kinds of aliens, peaceful, horrible, like so many different. So now when they do come down, it's just going to be like, oh yeah, he's just like E.T.
Yeah.
Or like, oh my God, it's like fucking Alien. Jesus.
Yeah, it has acid for blood. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I feel like when that day comes, it's not going to be as dramatic. I mean, it will freak people out,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be something that if they did it maybe in like the 80s. If like an alien were to show themselves in the 80s, I think people would be a lot more freaked out than now. Or dude, there's people there out there that want to fuck aliens. They were just like, yeah, I can't wait for aliens to come and totally to give me my bone and stuff like that. So, I mean,
Would you fuck an alien?
I don't think so, to be fair.
What if it had like feminine features? Exaggerated feminine features.
Like razor claw vagina?
Like augmented, like, you know what I mean? Like posterior and augmented breasts. And it looked like a woman. Would you fuck an alien?
I would stick with the robot first.
You'd fuck a robot before an alien?
Before an alien.
Oh, okay.
It has to be a good robot, though. They're still not there yet.
You mean a metallic robot? Like,
No,
it's,
like
it's tangible, or like a android kind of, like soft skin person?
Yeah, it looks like a person.
Okay.
It feels like a person, but it's just a robot. I think it would be weird if it was a metallic thing, where it's all metallic and all. It even has like a skull, but it's all metal. I think that would be, but you know, the vagina area is still like.
Would you fuck a Bigfoot, like a female Bigfoot,
No,
even if it was like a hot Bigfoot?
I don't think they're. I'm not into hair. I'm not a hairy guy.
What if you shaved her and she was a hot Bigfoot?
We would have to wait and see, man. That's a possibility. Maybe if they already had like 3D rendering of her without hair. But there is a bunch of like weird fetishes like that too, of anything, like of Bigfoot, of aliens, of animals.
Oh yeah, they do have porn like that. You know, alien porn, Bigfoot porn, cosplay porn. Yeah, you're totally right on that. Yeah.
So we're just
and anime. So I mean, it gives even further. I mean, tentacles and all that shit. You know?
They can totally turn it into anything they want it. When it's a cartoon, you can make it anything.
Yeah.
That shit blows me away too. I'm just like, holy shit, how's this hot? Like, tentacle hentai is not hot at all. Like, it's creepy. I'm like, what are they trying to replicate? Are they trying to replicate an orgy with multiple men? That's why instead of they use one creature that has multiple penises. Like, that's what I think they're doing. Is they're just like, yeah, this is what it'd be like if there was 5 guys, but there's not. There's only one. It's weird.
Is that what it was called? Hentai?
Hentai.
Do they have like Comic-Cons for stuff like that? Like crazy.
They probably do. If you're thinking about it, there probably is, or somebody's trying to make it. I would imagine there probably is. There's a huge ass porn expo that happens in Nevada, I think.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. The Las Vegas one.
Yeah.
They have the adult video.
Yeah, a huge ass thing that happens.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there's probably booths and sections there that talk about like hentai and probably sketch artists that are good at that stuff.
Oh, that's true, huh? Like people who are big fans of like the hentai like artists and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because I do have a few comic books from you know the singer from Misfits, Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, Glenn Danzig. Yeah.
He actually did his own comic book company too. He didn't do the artwork, but I think he did the stories.
Yeah.
But all it is just tentacle hentai.
No way. So he did like porn, like comics?
Yeah.
Glenn Danzig. Did you see the video where he gets knocked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like so viral.
I can't believe that shit too, right? Because it was always portrayed as such a big, tough guy.
I think in reality, I think he's only like 5'5" or something,
He's
5'6".
It's like Joe Rogan style.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, yeah. But he's a buff little dude. But that video is so funny because he pushes him. He's like, what? And then the guy knocks him out. That chubby hardcore man.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And the guy, he gets in front of the camera. He's like, I forgot what that band's name, but he was like, Northside Kings Undefeated or something. That girl annoys me in the background.
West Side.
Yeah, that girl annoys me in the background. Remember his fan?
Yeah.
Cheap shot.
Yeah.
Get out of here, cheap shot. I wonder who that girl is. And that was filmed on the reservation too.
Really?
That was in Tuba City, Arizona. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, a lot of crazy shit happened on the res. Yeah.
Glenn Danzig flexing on the res.
And he got knocked down. Holy shit. Welcome to Navajo country, Glenn Danzig.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? But she was never going to play there again.
There's this band called I Wrestled the Bear once.
Oh, they're dope.
Yeah,
I love their guitar work. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of their band. So like me and my sister, we're big fans of them. So we did some research, and this is when I was living back in like Fort Wingate. The nearest town was like Gallup, but I wrestled the Bear once was coming to Albuquerque and Flagstaff. So I think my sister had to work the Albuquerque gig, so we couldn't go. She's like, "Hey, we'll just go to Flagstaff because it's the very next day." And then, I'll have the day off. I was like, all right. So we missed the I don't know where they played it. It might have been Sunshine or Launchpad, but we missed that gig. And then Flagstaff happened the next day. And something happened. I couldn't go. And my sister was upset. I think it was work or something. I couldn't go. And then, well, she wasn't too upset because, it was work. She's like, oh, okay, we'll catch them next time. But I guess that night, I saw like all this like heavy metal news and stuff.
Okay.
Where I guess she got knocked out.
Holy shit!
At the Flagstaff show, and my sister shared it to me. She's like, "Hey, you remember Wrestle the Bear once?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Good thing we didn't go. The show got canceled." I was like, "What happened?" Apparently, she got knocked out, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Damn.
And then so like there was a viral video that was on YouTube. It's not there no more. They took it down. But there was a video where like they're barely warming up to the first song, and then a pit started going, and this dude got pushed into her. She was standing there like headbanging. Some guy pushed him with circle pit. He pushed him into the singer, and they both headbutted each other. Boom, and she was out. She just like was out, ragdoll out, like the microphone fell, and the band was so like they're still into it. They didn't know she was out. They're like jamming, and if they noticed how it was her time, her cue to sing. Then they look at her and they seen her just laid out, and it was funny because they get the song stops, they pick her up, and they're like, "Are you
like,
okay?"
Holy shit!
Yeah, they pick her up, and then
the show's over, guys.
And then so in the video, the guy he got tossed into her. It wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? He got pushed into her and he headbutted her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't his fault at all, but he was scared. You could tell in the video. And they didn't know who it was. They're like, and then they make it worse because the band's like, "Who did this to her? Step the fuck up." You know what I mean? Step the fuck up.
So they're calling him out.
Yeah, calling him out. Step the fuck up. You know what I mean? And the guy was like, he knew he did it to her, but it wasn't his fault. He got pushed into her. But it was funny how the band's like, I'm like, you're threatening someone to kick their ass. Do you think they're gonna come forward? No, they're not.
Right.
Yeah. They're like who did that? Come forward like a man and get your ass kicked. And I'm just like, no one's gonna come forward if you talk to them. But it's funny because the guy he kind of like snuck off out of the venue, walked off.
He's just but it wasn't just mingled back into the crowd.
Yeah, but it wasn't his fault at all.
Yeah,
he got pushed
I could
into
totally
her.
get that too.
And it was funny because the video got to the furthest it got to where the ambulance came, and she was on a stretcher and then left. And then I was like, holy shit. And I was just like, wow, good thing we didn't go to that show. And it's funny because Flagstaff is heavily populated with native people. So yeah, there was like, you could tell there's a bunch of natives in the crowd. And I was like, fuck, every time something happens like in native countries, something bad happens.
Yeah, Glenn Danzig gets knocked out. Yeah. The I Wrestled the Bear chick gets knocked out.
And they've went through so many singers now. I think they're on their fourth singer. But this was their original singer.
Yeah.
Remember she was in all those videos? Yeah. She was in all the videos, the black hair. I forgot her name now, but I remember that. And then the video wasn't up long. I think it was up for a week, and it made its round on like a metal injection back in the day. Because this was like maybe 6 years ago when they were fresh off filming those videos of like, Kevin Bacon and the Manger and the Danger, stuff like that. But it's not there no more. Like when I tell people about it, it's just a story now, and they gotta believe me. But yeah, there was a video of it. She got knocked the fuck out. I was like, oh shit. But it wasn't that dude's fault.
And that's crazy to think about too, because like there are bands that actually kind of suck, and they've actually gone through some shit. Like, have you ever seen the video of Nickelback where the guy like throws rocks on stage?
No way. No, I didn't see that video.
Yeah, they're like playing in Portugal, I think, and like they're just like, hey, any Nickelback fans in Portugal? and like nobody says anything. They like boo or whatever, and then like you finally see somebody throw something at the singer, and then they just walk off stage. They don't even play
they
their
don't even
show.
play.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, what the fuck?
Have you experienced any crazy fans like when you guys played when you were in a band?
No, we actually not nothing like crazy and stuff. There's been some times where we had a cool like breakdown or something. We got like the pit going and stuff like that, but nothing like dangerous or anything where they kind of like got out of hand and shit like that.
I remember one time my friend, it was his first time ever going to a metal show. And it was a Soulfly show. Are you familiar with Soulfly?
Dude, Max Cavalera.
Yeah, Cavalera, yeah. So it was a Soulfly show. And then he likes metal. You know, he's more into hip hop. But I was like, hey, dude, we can go to the show, Soulfly. And he knew about Soulfly. I introduced him. He's like, oh, dude, I'm down. I want to go to that show. So I was like, all right, cool. And then so like those shows are wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get squished up front. We try to get as close as we can when I go to a show. I'm not like one of those people that just hang out way in the back. You know, I have to be in the shit. I have to be in the crowd. Yeah.
If it's a band that I like, I'll get there as early as I can.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, just try to get to the front.
Yeah, and there's times where like you just stay up there. You know what I mean, for 4 sets till like the main band's on.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah, and it's like you have to have, and it's like you don't want to use the bathroom. Like
you can't. So what are you gonna do? Lose your spot?
You lose your spot. Yeah, I've been there so many times. So I remember we did that, and then like. Before, like, he didn't experience that. He didn't know that. You know what I mean? He's a hip hop guy. So he's just like, oh, people really like this? You know, girls, you know what I mean? Hair getting thrown in his face and he's getting squished and people were like trying to.
Bunch of crowd surfing.
Then I have to tell him, like, dude, you got to hold your own. You know what I mean? Put your shoulders out. Like, people are going to take your spot. They're going to squeeze in and fucking push you out of the way. You know what I mean? Hold your own. He's like, oh, shit. And it was funny because I picked the wrong show to take him to because it was a bad example where like fights were happening like left and right, you know, security come over with flashlights. Like, what's going on? Is a fight? It's like, yeah. I was like, is it always like this? And it was weird because no shows are really like that. You know, it was just there was like 2 fights happen, and then someone got I think someone got hit in the pit. Like he hit his head on the ground. Oh shit! So the ambulance came, and there was literally blood like on the concrete. Remember at Sunshine? Yeah. And then he was freaking out. He was looking at me. Does this happen all the time? Is this how all metal shows are? I'm like, sometimes, but not all the time. I mean, I'm just like this. I was like, shows are not really, really like this, but you just happen to come on a night where
a good experience. That sounds like a great night, man.
And then so and then I remember we ended up standing there on that person's blood up front row. You know what I mean? Everybody jumps and stuff, and he's like, "Jump the fuck up!" You know,
just go with it.
Yeah, and we go with it, and then at the end of the show, he was kind of freaked out. And then I remember because he was my coworker, so we go to work and I overhear him talk. It was crazy. We're at the show. These girls were pushing me. This guy busted his head open. There's fights. Cops came. But it was so funny to hear it from a non-metal fan talk about their first concert.
Oh, okay. Their perspective on it.
Yeah, their perspective. Yeah.
It was crazy. Where you're just like, hey, that was a good show. The cops came.
Yeah. But that was so funny though, taking that show.
What was the last concert that you went to before all this hit?
Before all this hit, I went to, I want to say, because I used to go to Launchpad a lot. I did go to a show before COVID hit. I think it was a local show. It was a local show. Oh, it was this band called Shrewd. Okay. They're a local Albuquerque band, yeah. I think that was the last show I went to with Shrewd, and they had some other openers with her. But that was at the Launchpad before COVID happened.
Dope.
What was your last show?
It was actually at the Sunshine, and it was to see Dragon Force.
Oh, no way. Yeah. That was right before COVID, huh? Literally, like their last show, huh? Their last Sunshine show, yeah. I remember that. Dope. Yeah.
That was the first time like I actually waited at the end of the show. Like by the rail and stuff, like you know, after you're done at the Sunshine, you go to the back and there's like where the tour bus and stuff is. Yeah. So we got to meet all the guys and just take a picture and shit. So it was pretty cool. Like it was a good experience.
Did you get a shirt?
I did. No, actually I did. Yeah, I got a Dragon Force shirt. I usually try to get one out of if I go to like a festival with the bands or anything like that. Because who else was with Dragon Force? God, there's like 2 other bands that I can't remember at all. But yeah, I got a Dragon Force shirt. Try to get a souvenir from it.
I remember it was nearing that time. Was that a separate show? Was Bad Acid Trip? Was that a separate show from that? Because I remember it was kind of close.
I think that was a separate show from that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because I remember there was like a show right after, and I think it was Bad Acid Trip was right after, but that one got canceled. Because Dragon Force was the one that was.
Because Dragon Force, the one of the opening bands for them was weird too, because it was just like a techno band where they kind of play guitar, but there was two guys and they had like a computer set up with like a mixing board and shit like that, and then they would put on beats and stuff like that, and then the guitarist would like one of them would start playing guitar and then the other dude would just like, you know, do 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 do, and then they would switch. You know,
was it like Nintendo Beats, or was it? Did they have a drum machine, or
it was kind of like a drum machine, and it was more. I don't want to say it was like Nintendo Beats, but it was more instrumental for sure. It was like a lot of like synthesizers and shit like that. But it was pretty dope.
Were they a local band?
No, they were actually they
traveled with Dragon Force.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And it's crazy to think about too, is because there was 3 bands with them.
Yeah.
The first band was actually pretty dope. Star Killer, something like that. I can't remember their name at all. And then it was the band I was telling you about, the synth band or whatever, and then Dragon Force.
Yeah.
But then you see at the end, you see them start loading their stuff up and shit.
Yeah.
Like the synth band had a giant ass freaking tour bus. I was freaking out. I was like, holy shit, these guys are way bigger than I thought. Compared to like the first band, because I thought the first band was actually pretty good. No, they have like a fucking little van and they're fucking loading it up and following Dragon Force. I was like, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So you kind of see that too in like band dynamics and stuff. Like they probably put the first band really put their heart and soul into playing as much as they could, but yet they're still a little like mediocre. You know, they still aren't known.
And it could be perspective too, because it gets expensive to be touring. I mean, they probably just did the cost effective way. Like, hey, let's fucking just get a van. And then, you know what I mean? Because there's more money split among them. Just driving a smaller van and U-Haul. Yeah, because with the merch they're taking and whatever, they're probably making way more money than the actual band that has the, you know what I mean, tour bus.
With the actual fucking RV and shit like that. Yeah. That's crazy. I never thought about that. That's actually a good idea to think about it in that sense. They're saving money and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you have the money, obviously use it. But if you are trying to like develop yourself or get more out there, then I can get it where you're just like, oh, maybe I need to buy more equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of stick with the lower end stuff and then kind of transition into more of it.
Yeah. I have this funny story where like I went to, I think it was the last Ozfest. Remember where it was free? You just had to download the ticket, remember? But it was their very last Ozfest, but it was free. Yeah, it was
I don't
free.
remember this.
Yeah, it was a free Ozfest.
I gotta double check this.
Yeah.
Keep telling the story.
It was their last Ozfest. I think it was like in 2010. But I remember I went, and it was funny because I went with an ex-girlfriend I had, and she was like a jealous ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like back then I was super young, so like I didn't. That was my first dating experience, having a super jealous girlfriend. But it was funny because I remember we saw Suicide Silence, like Mitch Lucker. So they were on the second stage, and I remember like, hey, let's go up front. You know what I mean, go with her, and you know what I mean. She was a really clingy girlfriend, you know, wouldn't want to hold my hand and stuff. So you know what I mean, we're jamming out. I mean, we're like up front, and I remember
she wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I was no, she was a metalhead too.
Oh, okay.
So I was holding her, you know the classic, you know, you hold your girl from behind.
In front of you, yeah.
So I was holding her, and I'm just getting the music, just jamming and stuff. So my girlfriend she was native too. She was like me, she was Navajo. So I'm holding my girlfriend there and just jamming out, getting into it. And there's, you know, they have the sick breakdowns. It's like, hell yeah, getting into it. So like I remember someone's hand, like with the devil horns, just getting waved right in front of me. What the fuck? So I look to my left, so I see my girlfriend there. She's standing like right next to me. So I was just like, who the fuck am I holding this whole time? So there's just like some white girl just there. She didn't even say anything to me. I think for like 2 songs I was holding that girl.
That's so funny.
And then so I was just like, oh shit. So I let go of her and I was like, what is she gonna say? You know what I mean? So I went to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with her, and then that girl was just in the show, but she didn't even really
She
care.
didn't even realize it. It's
she
like
didn't
whatever,
care.
metal all day.
And then to this day I never told her. Well, I didn't want to tell her because I'd get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wouldn't think that it would be funny. I mean, a humorous story, but I was just like, oh, I'm not fucking telling anybody. I'll tell other people, but I'm not gonna tell her.
Hopefully Hopefully one day she hears this podcast, so she'll know it was back in the day that you actually, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional.
You were totally just fucking jamming out and
Yeah.
ends up slipping in there.
Yeah.
This is like, a late drunk night where you're just like, hey, who's
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Whose girl is this?
Yeah, it was weird. It was so weird. Just holding somebody, locking hands, holding someone for 2 songs, and you know what I mean. And I look over and I'm like, oh shit.
This is weird. So I did look it up. It said that the year that it was free was in 2007.
Oh wow, yeah.
Tickets to Ozfest 2007 will be free. Ozzy and Sharon announced today in February. I don't know why they're using old news in 2007, but it was in 2007 when it was free. But there is no more Ozfest.
No more. Well, they still have Ozfest.
Not as cool as
the
it
past
used
2
to
years,
be.
but they only have like 3 shows a year.
Yeah, not as cool as it used to be, man.
The one show I really wanted to go there was the Big Four. Remember when they had the Big Four show? I know a lot of people traveled to that. I think it was like San Bernardino, somewhere in the desert that had the Big Four.
Because I have that, not the DVD, but I downloaded that concert.
Yeah.
And it's dope. I love that shit, but
Yeah.
it's just like, damn, it's not the same.
Yeah.
So, because I went to Ozfest in, I want to say 2009, 2008.
Yeah.
It was actually when System of a Down.
Oh, I went to the Ozfest too.
That
That was dope. Yeah.
That was the dopest shit I've ever, because that was actually the first concert I ever really been to.
Yeah.
And Ozzy was actually playing on the second stage.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing too, because like, what the fuck? Ozzy's on the second stage?
Yeah.
So that was dope. He had Zach Wilde with him, a totally big guitar nerd.
It was cool because wasn't that same Ozfest they had Wayne Static, remember? Or that was like Static X, one of their last runs too, remember?
I think so.
Yeah, because I remember I think he was on that bill. Because he was like, anybody want to hear some evil disco? And so many strippers on stage. He's taking his shots, his Jägermeister shots.
I love how when I type in Ozfest with System of a Down, it's one of the highlighted shows
Oh, really? The top
Yeah.
searches?
with System of a Down. Fuck, I hate when it's so far down. So the lineup for
I know Super Joint Ritual was on that show, right? On that gig?
was it in 2002? Couldn't have been 2002. Maybe it was. Oh no, that's in Germany. They've done so much shit, man.
But yeah, System of a Down, that was a good Ozfest.
And the only reason why I remember it so much is because Ozzy was on the second stage.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? How is Ozzy on the second stage?
This is his Ozfest, right?
Yeah. I think it was in 2006, because I do see System of a Down, Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold,
Oh yeah, you're right. Disturbed was on there. Yeah.
Lacuna Coil,
Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, you're right.
Dragon Force.
Yeah, Dragon Force was on that. I remember that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Was Super Joint Ritual on that? Like one of the openers?
I don't see Super Joint Ritual. I do see
Or Down?
Bad Acid Trip was on there. No,
Oh, okay.
Down.
But yeah, I remember that show. I remember Avenged Sevenfold ended their set with, remember they played Walk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy too, because the way because you were at the Journal, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever the fuck it's called now.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Changes
name.
like 5 names now.
Whatever.
It's the Lotta Burger arena now. Yeah.
Well, I know. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the Lawn, that's where I was at.
Yeah, I was in the lawn too. Yeah.
And it's just so much of a different experience,
Yeah.
because I remember like, oh, the seats, that's so shitty.
Yeah. People are just moshing in the lawn and stuff. People smoking weed and drinking.
It was
yeah.
fun. And then like maybe like a year later, I got a job there
Yeah.
in the vending stand.
Oh, no way.
Making fucking Papa John pizzas.
Yeah.
But at least I could take like a 30-minute break, and like if I needed to use the bathroom, they'll let me go use the bathroom for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I would always just go run out and see who's on stage and stuff like that.
And watch it for 5 minutes?
Yeah, and I've seen like so many acts. Like I saw Molly Crew there. I saw Brooks and Dunn. I saw T-Pain.
Hey, let me interrupt. Okay, so you've been there. So I heard the craziest shows. This is maybe a rumor, but I heard the craziest shows that have the most people, the most drunk people, and the most beautiful women is a country concert. Is that true?
It is so true.
Yeah.
It is so crazy,
yeah.
dude. But that demographic is actually pretty sexy.
Yeah, because I see the videos of like this is a concert of a metal show. You know what I mean, and it looks okay. But then they show a country concert, and they show all the empty bottles there, empty, empty Dixie cups and this and that. And there's like girls are half naked. You know what I mean, mini skirts, bikinis, and I'm like
Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, that's a country concert. Wow, that's insane.
I think it's a little bit more sexual in that sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. Heavy metal kind of has more of a male dominated aspect to it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's what it is. It's powerful. It has like its own kind of niche to it.
Yeah.
Women that come into it and stuff wholeheartedly are amazing. They do the best job sometimes. They're so good at in the metal scene.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like other genres of music, there's so much more women that are at like rap concerts, that are at like country concerts compared to metal concerts.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like everybody tells me like when they go to a country concert, and those country concerts sell out, because I like country, not a lot of country, but I really wanted to see this country star named Thomas Rhett.
Okay.
And his shows sold out so quick. And then like I've never been to a country concert. Even to this day, I haven't been to one. That would have been my first. But everybody I talked to, they're like, and they've had my experience. Oh, they've been to hip hop. I mean, we've been to like metal shows. You know what I mean? Like Ozfest. What is the other one? With the Monster Energy drink?
Mayhem.
Yeah, Mayhem. But they're like, yeah, when I go to a country concert, it's always sold out. It's super packed. So much beer, so many girls, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh, wow. And I see the pictures, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, that's crazy. Those country people can party. I don't know. Is it true?
I think so. Yeah. Like, again, only being able to experience it for a little bit of time, but I would not doubt it, especially seeing the amount of people there, too. Yeah. It's just as packed. There's so many people there.
Yeah.
The niche of whatever you're into, country, hip hop, metal, or whatever, there's a culture for it. And the demographic is a little bit different compared to where you're at and stuff, but there are a lot more women at country concerts. That's kind of mind blowing to me too. I didn't really think about it as much, but if you do think about it, there is, and it's that weird appeal of like, I don't know, going to go see a sexy man on stage.
That is true, yeah.
Compared to a metal show where you're just like, damn, that this is such a badass song, or it's such a technical band. They do so much work. That's why more men go see that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like a lot of women go, oh, I want to see Jason Aldean, or this
Brad
person.
Paisley. And
Brad
shit
Paisley, yeah, you're right. You're totally right on the money there.
Crazy to think about that, how that works, but there's so much that's the beauty of like how much music is out there. And don't get me wrong, I love each of those genres too. Like there's a niche in the hip hop community that I love. Biggie, Tupac, all these classics, new school sometimes. Same thing with the country, same thing with even trap music and like like techno and shit like that. Like there's always these cool little, you can find a good musician.
And when we're talking about there's a culture for that, like there's a lot of people that are juggalos out there. You know what I mean? Like ICP
juggalo
people. You know what I mean?
I know, that's crazy. A juggalo, that's actually a thing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I just love going to like anything related to juggalos. I just like saying whoop whoop, just so people whoop me back.
What do they call them? What do they call the?
They say family.
The gathering.
Yeah, the gathering.
They're at the gathering.
That's a bucket list thing. I really want to go to the gathering one of these days. One of these days, I want to check it out. It's funny because I was looking up the gathering, because that was a new thing to me. ICP. I had some friends around ICP, and they're like, "Hey, check out the gathering on YouTube." So what do I do is I type in the gathering, and I watched a video, and I'm jumping randomly, into different sections of it just to see how it is.
Yeah.
So I get on the section where there's people there, and they're interviewing, other people, like you said. They're like, "Oh, you're at the gathering, yeah." And the guys, they're wild people. I'm like, "Yeah, we drove all the way here from Albuquerque, New Mexico." And
Holy
they're like, "Oh, you drove here from Albuquerque, yeah." And they're like, whoop whoop, and they're just being crazy. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I clicked on the one thing where it's like New Mexico juggalos. They're getting interviewed, yeah.
All the way in like Michigan or something.
Yeah, they're in Michigan, yeah.
Some far ass land.
Yeah. But that's a funny story, yeah. It's like, oh shit, they're gonna introduce to the Mexicans already. Yeah.
The juggalos it's a crazy like culture. It's crazy to think about that. That's like kind of a cultural thing.
Yeah. Fago.
Fago. That's the shit, bro. Hatchet throwing.
Hatchet Man and the logos and the clothing, the jerseys.
Yeah.
It's funny because if they have ICP shows here at Sunshine Theater, have you ever like? I've never been to one, but I happen to be downtown. You know what I mean? And I see all the juggalos there. They're in line. You know what I mean? And their faces are painted. I was like, oh shit, this is it the ICP here or something? And
That's
sure enough,
crazy.
yeah.
Or it's like bands like them, right? Because
Yeah.
don't they have a band called like Twisted or something like
Yeah,
that?
there's a different genres of. Well, they have their own label, Psychopathic Records.
Okay.
So they have different like
Artists.
signed for them. They
Yeah.
travel together. Yeah, there's even a Native American artist, and he face paints his face, and a lot of like Navajo people follow him too. But I forgot his name. But he's a native dude. But he does the face paint. But he's part of their record label.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a native dude, and he's actually pretty good. I dig some of his songs, but I forgot his name. I can't think of it right now. But
It's kind of like the start of like, have you ever heard of a rapper named Tech9?
oh yeah, Tech Nine. There's so many strange, music fans out there. That's
Yeah.
insane. I've happened to be downtown. Actually, I remember I was downtown, and I met a friend that I known for a long time, and he was all pumped. Oh yeah, are you going to the show? I was like, yeah, I'm going to the show. He's like, oh okay, hey, you want a beer? I mean, he was at the library. I was like, yeah, and he bought me a beer. And he's like, let's go get in line. I was like, okay. And then so I take off. He's like, where you going? I was like, I'm going to the Butcher Babies. He's like, oh, I'm here for Tech Nine because Butcher Babies was the same night. But yeah, he thought I was there for that. I was like, oh no, I'm going to a Butcher Baby show at Launchpad. And I guess he was at Sunshine Theater for the Tech Nine show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was crazy because their both shows are popping. Because Butcher Babies weren't there alone. They were with, I think, Upon a Burning Body. So there's a huge line at Launchpad, and then there's a huge line over at Sunshine for Tech Nine. But I remember I walked over because I was curious, and I saw all those strange music fans, you know what I mean? All the Tech Nine people, they're all in line, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, that show sold out for sure.
Yeah. Tech9's crazy too, because when he first started, he actually traveled a lot with the Juggalos, with ICP and stuff like that. Painted his face and shit like that.
And then he had like the contacts in there, and the blacked out eyes and stuff. Yeah. And his music's pretty good. I dig a lot of his music, a lot of his songs.
West Coast rap, dude.
Yeah. He's from Kansas City, right? Missouri?
No, yeah. What's Midwest rap?
Yeah, Midwest
rapping. Yeah, he's so the lyricism is so. It's crazy.
I still need to go to a Tech Nine show. That's a bucket list.
I want to go to one of those too. I'm pretty sure it's dope. Like it's pretty. I'm pretty sure it's fun. And I like his music. Like I listen to it all the time. Like up there in Penasco, that's like one of their favorite things. I'm just like, oh, well, that's dope. I like it.
I remember when I was because I play drums in a band too, and we do a lot of local shows. And I remember some local bands here. There would be places to jam in Penasco. I remember I'd always see that on there. They're always playing. I don't know, like a boys and girls club or something, some activity hall there. But yeah, I'd always see that. Like it was always active with musicians, people playing there.
Dope.
I remember there was a local band here called Blind Drive, and I think one of their singers was from that area. So she'd always have them play there. I don't think she sings with them anymore. They have a different singer, but I think they would always play there. I'd always see that on the flyers and stuff like that.
Okay, that's dope. It's a small town, so you can obviously make a lot of noise.
Well, yeah.
It's the beauty of small towns. Like, everyone doesn't really care. It's just like, whatever.
And then, like a lot of shout outs to the venues here. You know what I mean? Because I used to always go to the, a lot of people don't know it, but I found it on accident because I had a friend playing there. But it's the venue, like Central and San Mateo, I want to say. But it's a venue, I already forgot their name, but they do a lot of death metal and a lot of metal bands play there.
Are you talking the Compound?
Yeah, no, not the Compound. It's not too far from Central. It's way up high. Man,
the Jam Spot.
No, not the Jam Spot. I know the Jam Spot. They have a lot of good bands there too.
Well, they did.
Yeah. But this one spot, they do a lot of death metal, grindcore. They would have metal bands there every Saturday, and it was really cheap too. Like tickets were like $3. You know what I mean? $2. And then it's not a bar, so people were just drinking in the parking lot and stuff. People were hanging out, smoking weed in the bar. But what was the name? I need to look it up. My phone went to give them a shout out, but like I have a lot of shows there. But it's not the Jam Spot. Fuck, what was their name? I shouted them out on a video because I actually shot a music video there for one of my friends.
Okay.
I shot a music video there. I think I have it here on my Instagram, but at least the venue name. But yeah, they do a lot of metal shows there. A lot of metal shows. Let me see here.
The basement? No. Compound? No.
No, it's not the Compound. I remember the Compound though. There was this venue I used to play when I was in a band. We used to play in this abandoned like 7 to 11. I guess it used to be 7 to 11, and it was pretty creepy. Like they had it dressed with like all these skulls, like all these steer like cow skulls, and the guy had a poster up. It said like New Mexico death metal. It was like a venue there, and it was like an underground venue because it wasn't regulated by the city. It was like a private venue, and they'd have bands play there, and then people were just smoking weed, drinking beer in there.
That's usually the case at all the shows.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not acceptable, they'll find it in the parking lot or something.
Yeah, but I forgot that venue. That was a really cool venue. It was like an abandoned 7 to 11, and I think it was like off of like Lomas, close to Copper, but that was a cool venue. We played a few shows there. I don't even know what the name is. What shows did you play a lot in when you were in your band?
We played a lot of spots at the Compound, and then we did the Jam Spot a lot. We did one show at the Launchpad. That was fun. But yeah, those were mostly the a lot of house shows too. The Jam Shack.
I heard of the Jam Shack.
It was like someplace in the South Valley. It was a pretty dope spot. Bunch of people just come to this guy's house, and he just like has everything set up in a kind of like a storage shed almost. And just like opens the door and jams out of there. So I thought that was pretty dope too. But we played a lot of those shows. You can't find it.
You know, I found the video but I thought I had a shout out in the video, but I think in the opening of the video, there was like an opening. I forgot what that venue is called, but it's a nice venue. Like you can see how it looks in the background. But they have so many metal shows there. It's insane. Like I heard a lot of good local metal bands play there. Like man, I forgot their name. Sorry, guys. I was gonna shout you out. But
there you go. Not here on MuseMe TV tonight.
But yeah, Jam Spot's cool. I like Jam Spot. Launchpad, obviously. I've heard of the Jam Shack. Sunshine Theater, of course.
There was a spot called the Blue Phoenix for a while.
Oh yeah.
That was like kind of like towards fucking like Gerard and Candelaria area.
Oh, okay.
Kind of by like that industrial area and stuff like that. There was a cool little thing up there too.
And I remember a lot of bands would play the Red Velvet too.
Yeah,
Red Velvet has some metal bands play there.
Yeah, it's always a good spot. So Matt, we've been here for 2 hours.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Where's some shout outs? Give these people some shout outs where they can find you. Some plugs.
Some plugs. Well, I'm on Instagram at 50milli_Matt. And then on Facebook, I am Matt Livingston.
You don't. He also has an IMDb page.
IMDb page, Matthew Livingston parentheses I, which is Roman numeral for 3. Oh. Apparently, there's other Matthew Livingstons in the film industry.
We'll also be working on a movie this weekend.
Oh yeah, we are.
We'll be doing that as well. So
we're doing rehearsal this weekend.
Yeah. If anything, is there did you guys pretty much already finished Skybreak, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get that edited. We have a rough cut. You saw some of the rough cut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna get that edited, and Elijah likes it. Elijah said we should submit it to some film festivals, and I agree. He's like, all right, I think we can do it. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
dope.
Yeah.
I'd be totally down with that.
Yeah, and, I know if you want to submit it to a film festival, you can't have it out like on, you know what I mean? Like on YouTube. Yeah, you have to. It has to be new to an audience. So, but once we get that edited, yeah, just explore the film festival stuff. Like we can submit it to Santa Fe Film Festival, other things.
Sundance. That's all I care about.
Sundance. Yeah, we can submit it to Sundance.
Matthew, is there anything else you're working on or anything you want these people to know what you're doing? Let them know where to. Well, obviously we go look it up on Instagram and shit like that. But anything you're doing right now? Anything you're
nothing right now. I'm still in school.
Quarantine. He's quarantining. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm quarantining.
We're at least 6 feet apart, so don't worry about that, people. Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh yeah, I always appreciate this too.
Well, dude, we can always do it again. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
Or just have a chill time. Just crack open a cold one and just have a good conversation, guys. But I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the comment section. Also, all the concurrent viewers. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for listening. Wake Jake, Gabriel Chavez, Food Stamp, Geraldine. All you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I will be back sometime this week. We're going to get more guests on and not be as lazy as I have been. But make sure to Google me. Just Google MuseMe TV. I swear to God, it'll be one of the first things that pops up. So just look me up on anywhere on the internet. MuseMe TV. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Matt Livingston, everybody.